What's up, YouTubers? Your boy Alyx, man. Happy Halloween! Thank you for everyone joining me for this live broadcast. You know what it is. We're here to review Ultima Lucha Cuatro, Lucha Underground's finale, season finale, part 1. I think it's part 1 of 4, or part 1 of 3. I think it's either 3 or 4. But part 1 was tonight. NXT, of course, more build for WarGames coming up in just a few weeks. 205 Live. We're going to talk about all 3 shows. I did not catch NXT TakeOver UK, or just NXT UK. I apologize for that. Currently tempering the amount I watch wrestling, because, again, 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, and then 205 Live, NXT, Lucha Underground. That's a lot. For now, I will not be reviewing NXT UK. I am catching up. When Lucha Underground goes off the air, when Lucha Underground decides to take a break, then I will replace Lucha Underground with NXT UK. But for now, we're doing 3 shows. Lucha Underground, NXT, regular NXT, and of course, 205 Live. We're going to talk about all 3 shows today. If this is the first time you're watching your boy Alyx, man, and you want to help expand the brand, you can do a couple of things. Like the video. First off, 200 likes is the goal. We've been doing very well on likes. Thank you so much to everyone for liking my videos and helping me reach my goals. Even if we don't get exactly 200, I'm seeing 190, 180. It's a lot of likes. I think my Crown Jewel video is sitting at like 180 something. If you guys want to go like that video, get it to 100, go for it. My Raw review is at 190. Again, if you want to get that to 100, go for it. 200, go for it. But thank you for everyone liking my videos. Let's continue the trend. 200 likes. This one will probably not hit it. I understand that not a lot of people watch these reviews, and I'm cool with that. The ones who watch it are real cool. Not saying the ones who don't watch it aren't cool, but if we can get these to 200 likes, I think I'm set. Like, if these start hitting 200 likes, we're in good shape. Real talk. But yeah, like the video and subscribe if you like what I have to say. Click that bell while you're at it. You can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter at DalyxManVX1. You can buy yourself a DalyxMan t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. You can donate using PayPal, Patreon, or Super Chat, whichever one fits your bill. And this channel is sponsored by WrestleCrate. WrestleCrate is a monthly subscription service that sends you wrestling merchandise straight to your door. As you can see, this stuff back here, all from WrestleCrate. So if you guys want yourself a WrestleCrate, you can subscribe down below with the link. Just click the link down below, get you a monthly subscription. And if you use the promo code DalyxMan, you will get your first box 20% off. That is the promo code DalyxMan. Who's here, by the way? Who is here in the live chat? Ajax25, Ultra Shadow 97, Jan Stacks, Jake Selig, Mental Wisdom, Donnie Thomas, AJ Envoy, Mike Blue T, Anthony Ace. Got a lot of regulars. Thank you guys for showing up. Aaron Sherwood. I think that's... Oh no, here comes some more. Brandon Kambambia, Mark Price. I can speak English. Big B Wolf. That looks to be about it. Oh, here we go. Sammy Peebo, the Fire Zantos. They're coming in. They coming in, baby. Jeremiah. I'm going to have a hard time pronouncing your last name. Bis Hundial? Is it Bish Hundial? Close enough. The Big Dog. I'm going to just call you Jeremy B. Jeremy B. Pikachu Black. The Wrestler's Wrestler. Bradley Xavier. One more. Who we got? Who's it gonna be? I think I already said Mike Blue T. I think I did. Goku Black. Alright. Thank you guys for joining me. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys have a good time watching the review. Again, if I don't say your name, it's not because I hate you. I just want to go ahead and get through to the actual shows. Honestly, right now it's raining outside. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's not waste any second here, because I could lose power just like that. So if you guys don't mind, let's get right to it. A couple of things I want to talk about. There are some news tidbits that we have to get out the way. Matter of fact, let's do this real quick. I'm going to pull up a quick cover. I'm going to take down this Lucha Underground cover here. I'm going to fix things up. Thank you guys for being patient. Let's talk about some WWE news. All right. So first off, it was announced that at Jericho's Cruise, the pay-per-view, I don't even know it was a pay-per-view, but big wrestling event on Jericho's Cruise, that the Elite, that would be Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, Cody, and the Young Bucks, are staying on the indies. They have announced to the world that they will not be going to WWE because they're making way too much money. They literally get 75% of all merchandise money and everything they made at All In and all the stuff that they've basically been in charge of. If they go to WWE, they will lose a good chunk of that and only get 10%. So as a business choice, as a business decision, yeah, I'm happy they're not going. But also as a fan, please don't ever go to WWE. Not until they get their act together. So I'm very happy that the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, and Kenny Omega are staying on the indies. And they did announce that there will be an All In 2 in 2019. No date has been confirmed. They don't know where it's going to be exactly. Probably Chicago again. That would be smart. But there will be another All In event. And I'm happy about that. But the big topic I want to get to. Also on Jericho's Cruise, days afterwards, matter of fact, Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler made appearances on Chris Jericho's podcast, Talk Is Jericho. And on this podcast, Rey Mysterio was brought up because apparently WWE tried to stop Rey Mysterio from going on the event. He made a commitment to perform on Jericho's Cruise, and WWE tried to stop him from doing it because apparently now Chris Jericho is no longer a good place to be, is now considered competition against WWE. Because it's one thing if this was New Japan Pro Wrestling or, you know, some other wrestling company. This is Chris Jericho. Last I checked, Chris Jericho was still working with WWE and they were still in good graces. So why couldn't Rey Mysterio go and perform on Chris Jericho's Cruise? I don't get that. What's the big deal? But apparently they tried to stop him. And Jim Ross was not happy about this and basically ripped WWE a new one. I think I'm about to sneeze. No, I'm good. Okay. But yeah, Jim Ross ripped WWE a new one. Basically saying they better stop because if they keep this up, another wrestling company will come around and take all their talent. Which was very interesting that he said that. It's very interesting that he got on them about how they treat their talent and how if they don't stop, another wrestling company will come and take them. By the way, if you want to see a clip of this, I retweeted it on my Twitter. Another reason to follow me on Twitter. Check me out on Twitter and you will catch the clips like that. You will catch the clip. But yeah, he basically told them that everyone's getting tired of dealing with your BS, WWE. Which began, or not actually began, but started up the speculation that maybe Jim Ross and Chris Jericho might be starting a new company. I mean, that was rumored weeks ago. There was rumors that they might be starting a new company, and a lot of fans, you know, kind of blew it off as it's not going to happen. But after Jim Ross said that, maybe it's true. Maybe Jim Ross and Chris Jericho, well, it's Chris Jericho, Jim Ross, and Cody Rhodes. They might be starting their own wrestling company soon. Which, if they are, man, wouldn't that be awesome? But we'll see. We will see how things turn out. But that's interesting. Very interesting that that's what Jim Ross says in retaliation of WWE doing something stupid. Because why would you want to stop Rey Mysterio from fulfilling his commitments? And it's Chris Jericho. It's not New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's not ROH. It's Chris Jericho's event. Makes you think that Chris Jericho and WWE are not on good terms right now. Which, okay, I mean, it is what it is. Give me your thoughts about this. Give me your thoughts about All In 2 being confirmed. Give me your thoughts about Cody, Kenny Omega, Young Bucks not going to WWE. And give me your thoughts on Jim Ross ripping WWE a new one. I want to get your thoughts on that. Let me hear you. Matter of fact, live chat, what you got to say right now? And yes, there are other members of the Bullet Club, the Elite as well, Marty Skrull, Hangman Page, who are also not going. So, good stuff. Good stuff all around. The Wrestler says, Jericho has not been in WWE, in the WWE good books for a while now. That's why Jericho hasn't had any WWE talent on his podcast for a while now. Well, ain't that a damn shame? So he decides to expand his horizons. He decides to do something different. Make the wrestling business better, and he's getting punished for it. Alright, that's on WWE. Chris Jericho ain't done nothing wrong. He doesn't need WWE. WWE needs him. Simple as that. Anthony Ace, I'm happy they're not going to WWE. They would just get treated bad by creative like everyone else on the roster, right? I agree. Fernando, wait, what did Jim Ross say about WWE? Basically, that they should go screw themselves for trying to stop Rey Mysterio from wrestling on Jericho's cruise. And if they don't, another wrestling company would come around and take their talent. Simple as that. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to Lucha Underground. So, gonna make a quick transition here. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're gonna take this away. It's a black screen right now. I'm gonna move this here. And then we're gonna pull up Lucha. There it is. Alright. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys are having a good time, because I'm going to have a great time talking about this. Let's get to it. Ultima Lucha Cuatro. Day 1. Part 1. Whatever you want to call it. We kick things off with Aerostar appearing in front of Captain Vasquez, Katrina's mother, in case you haven't been catching up. And apparently he gets hold of the second half of the amulet, that Aztec medallion, that apparently grants you eternal life. And as a result, it's kind of weird because he gets the other half, puts both of the medallions together, because he took one from Katrina and took another from Vasquez. And when he did, Vasquez disappears. And he says that it's time for you to go off to be with your husband, your father and your daughter. So I'm assuming she died. It sounds like Captain Vasquez is dead now, because the medallion was the only thing keeping her alive. Wow. Crazy. So now Aerostar now holds both medallions. What does that mean? I have no idea. But we'll see. We shall see what that means. We open up Ultima Lucha Cuatro with the Trios Championship. It's a triple threat for the Trios Championships. We got the Reptile Tribe taking on the Dark Rabbit Tribe. Was actually the White Rabbit Tribe, but let's be real. They're wearing black, so I call them the Dark Rabbit Tribe. And then the third team is Sammy Guevara, Exolicious, and Ivelisse. Incredible triple threat trios match. Lots of high-flying, innovative spots. I thought Killer Cross was great. Now, Killer Cross is the guy that's considered the White Rabbit, but his wrestler's name is Killer Cross. He looked menacing. Oh my goodness, he was awesome. No selling stuff, looking like a monster, looking dominant. I thought he looked great in this match. But the highlight of the match has to be Sammy. He did a Spanish fly off the stage with Cobra Moon. I'm going to say that again. Sammy Guevara did a Spanish fly off the stage. You know, the entrance in the stage above it where the, performers, the bands perform. Yeah, he did a Spanish fly off that with Cobra Moon and went crashing on top of all the competitors. It looked sick. It was awesome. I loved it. But the match ends with first the White Rabbit being eliminated when Paul London gets pinned by Sammy Guevara. Now, the White Rabbit, aka Killer Cross, was not happy about this and ends up locking in this killer mandible claw that makes Guevara bleed, and then he spits up blood onto Killer Cross, the White Rabbit, which was an awesome visual. It was sick. I loved it. It was gory. Loved it even more. But he gets taken out of the match as a result, and it's 2-on-3. Exolicious and Evil East taking on the Reptile Tribe, and they lose because it's 2-on-3. They get their butts handed to them. I think it was King Gaga who locked in an arm breaker on Exolicious, and Evil East had to sit there and watch. She was being restrained as she watched her friend tap out. Incredible opening match. Loved it. I thought it was spectacular. Then we go from that to a solid match. We had Taya Mundo taking on Creepy Ricky. Creepy Ricky Mundo and his crazy doll, the possessed doll. The match was kind of quick. Taya went in there, did some stuff, and won the match. And then she choke slams Ricky through a table. Then takes the doll with her. Don't know if that's a good idea. I'm very scared for Taya now. Because Ricky, if Ricky was susceptible, what makes you think Taya's not? Why do I have a bad feeling about this? I don't like where this is going. I remember in the preview trailer of Lucha Underground Season 4, I saw Taya holding the doll, and it looked like she was being possessed by it. Uh-oh. Where's this going? I'm very worried right now. I'm very worried for Taya. But let's move on to the next match. The main event of part 1 was a mask versus mask match between Son of Havoc and Killshot. Really good match. I love that they reintroduced the stretcher from last season's Hell of War. Remember that match between Dante Fox and Killshot? Hell of War? That insane bloodfest of a match? One of the craziest matches I've ever seen as a wrestling fan. Yeah, the stretcher in that match where a piece of Dante Fox's flesh got basically ripped off on it. That same stretcher was brought in this match. And I love that it played a part in Son of Havoc defeating Killshot. I love those small story elements. Those what's the word I'm looking for? Those little intricacies that make the story or the matches better. I love that. I love that stuff, and I appreciate that it actually played into the finish, because I think Son of Havoc locked Killshot in the stretcher and then hit his finisher, the shooting star press, and pins on 1, 2, 3. Really good match, but as a result of losing, Killshot had to take off his mask. We go to a commercial break. We come back. We see Killshot grabbing a microphone, and he reveals his true name. His true name is Lieutenant Jermaine Strickland. His real name is Shane Strickland, but Jermaine Strickland is pretty cool too. He wore his mask to run from his past because he felt like he needed to atone for his sins. He left his brothers in arms on the battlefield. He went AWOL, and he felt ashamed for himself. After expressing himself, telling the story, he then takes off his mask and reveals his true face. Very dramatic moment. The crowd was sympathetic to him. I thought Shane, or Jermaine, sold it very well. He was very good actor, very convincing, and Son of Havoc, was very respectful. He didn't force it upon him. He didn't even touch the mask. Shane gave him the mask. Jermaine, gave him the mask. And then we see Jermaine walk out to "Thank you, Killshot" chants. We go backstage where we see Strickland now dressed up with his package. Wow, I sounded wrong. With his gear and his suitcase. His package, oh my god. And he runs into, of all people, Dante Fox. And, they reconnect, and basically tells him he's leaving the tempo. Saying Strickland is leaving the temple. He's not coming back. And he walks off into the sunset, and we see Dante Fox saluting him. So this was the curtain call of Killshot the character, which, it's sad. Very sad. It was one thing to see Prince Puma leave, which was, it was also sad, but Killshot, I think, hit me a little bit deeper because I think personally, I liked Killshot more than Prince Puma. Prince Puma is amazing. I thought he was a excellent, character, an excellent wrestler, an excellent part of Lucha Underground. But for me, Killshot had more of an emotional story. This whole thing with going AWOL, his past with Dante Fox, the Hell of War match, it's sad to see him go. It really is. And I do like the fact that they tied in his Hell of War match to why he's been acting the way he did throughout the season. That Hell of War match is part of the... It has to have left some emotional scars on his mind. So him leaving, it makes sense. And it's sad to see him go. I hope this is not the last time I see Killshot. Because I've really become accustomed to seeing him on Lucha Underground. It would suck if he doesn't come back. I hope they get him back next season, if there is a next season. But yeah, man. Let's go. Let's go. Really good first part of Ultima Lucha. Next week is part 2, and then part 3, and then maybe a part 4. So there you go. That's my thoughts. Give me your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, on Ultima Lucha part 1. Let's go ahead and get 205 Live out the way. I'm not going to have too much to say about 205 Live, so let's just say it, get it out the way. So we had 2 matches tonight. We had Jack Gallagher taking on Brian Kendrick. Kendrick won that match. We had Akira Tozawa come out and help Kendrick win. Keep Drew Gulak out of the ring. It is what it is. Personally, I'm still waiting for Jack Gallagher to turn babyface. I don't even know why he's still a heel. I personally would have turned Jack Gallagher heel and kept Brian Kendrick with Drew Gulak, but that's just me. We also had Mustafa Ali taking on Tony Nese, #1 contendership, to fight Buddy Murphy. And Mustafa Ali won, so guess what that means? Later this year, or sometime down the line, we're going to get Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy in what should be a Match of the Year candidate. They've already had 1 or 2 Match of the Year candidates. I'm going to go with 1. That no DQ match, oh my goodness, fabulous. One of the best matches this year. Easily one of the best matches this year. But they're going to do it again for the Cruiserweight Championship. Sweet. Can't wait for it. They're doing this whole story... Well, they're doing a couple of stories. They're doing one story where Grand Metalik had a match and he beat some jobber. And then afterwards, TJP ran into the ring and took off his mask because he's been taking off everyone's mask. He's the mask collector. He calls himself the mask collector. But now he's in the run and he's elicited the help of Maria and Mike Kanellis. So we're going to get those 2 taking on the Lucha House Party now, and I'm cool with that. I'm absolutely cool with that. We also see Cedric Alexander, and I love this. Cedric Alexander goes backstage to talk to Drew Gulak. No, Drake Maverick, who's the GM, not Drew Gulak. Although Drew Gulak would be a good GM. Drew Gulak was not the GM, it was Drake Maverick. But Maverick tells him, sorry, I will not be granting you your rematch because you're on a losing streak. If you want your rematch, you'll have to pick up some wins. Holy crap! So you're telling me that there are consequences to losing on this show? You lose a certain amount of matches and then you lose privileges? What? And I love that. Because it adds more weight to losses. And I agree with Drake Maverick. Yeah. It's not like Cedric won't get a rematch down the line, but you lost 3 matches in a row. Why should you get a title shot? I agree. I love that on 205 Live, losses matter. It makes your shows more important when you're actually paying attention to detail and you're making things matter. You're adding some weight to wins and losses. Wins and losses matter on NXT, on 205 Live, and yes, on Lucha Underground. Main roster, no. But I'm happy wins and losses are starting to matter now on these shows. Well, they've always mattered on these shows. I should have said starting to matter a little bit more in wrestling. So, there you go. Nothing else to say about 205 Live, really. Just, it is what it is. And yes, I know I have to update the cover. We'll update the 205 Live cover next week. Because Cedric Alexander is no longer the 205 Live champion. So we go from that to the show. The big show. NXT. So, I don't know how long. Let me see. We got 3 weeks. 3 weeks until NXT TakeOver WarGames. And we got three matches announced tonight. Now, we already kind of knew what matches we were going to get. We already kind of predicted, based off of the stories, alright, we're going to get this and this and this. But we had them announced 3 weeks ahead of time. And man, I'm already excited for NXT WarGames. So let's get to it. NXT tonight opened up with Nikki Cross taking on Mercedes Martinez. Now, you saw her in the Mae Young Classic both years, last year and this year. And they had a solid match. Very fun. Hard-hitting. And afterwards, we see Nikki Cross, who beat Martinez, get on her knees and tell Martinez, that was fun. Love Nikki. Really loving this Psycho character. I know a lot of people don't. Well, it's not even a lot of people. There are a couple people who aren't a fan of it, but, you know, it's always good to have a character. And you have someone who plays the character well. Why not? What's wrong with it? Nikki Cross is a good wrestler, and she has a good character. What's wrong with it? I love it. So, anyways, after she beat Mercedes, we see Candice LeRae in black lipstick. She looks gothic now. But she comes out, hits the ring, and gets in Nikki Cross's face, blaming her for, quote-unquote, ruining her marriage, ruining her life. Nikki Cross goes to leave and runs into Aleister Black on the stage. Black walks into the ring, gets in Candice's face, and tells her, you will... Well, first off, he asked her, where is Johnny Gargano? And she said, he's not here, he's at home. And then he tells her his future will fade. No, not flayed. That's not a word. His future will fade to black soon. So it's looking like we'll get Black and Gargano at NXT TakeOver. And then it is all but confirmed. And then it is confirmed by William Regal backstage. So William Regal backstage announces 2 matches. He announces that Tommaso Ciampa will take on Velveteen Dream for the NXT Championship. And Aleister Black will take on Johnny Gargano. 2 huge matches already. Already excited, but we got more. Oh, there's more. We see the Street Profits. The Street Profits taking on the Mighty. Really good tag match. I love seeing this more serious side of the Street Profits. I think it's a good thing to see too. I thought Montez Ford was awesome. He was a huge highlight in this match. No, not even in the match, of the night. He was a highlight of the night. Crazy dives to the outside. A springboard frog splash that saw him touch the roof. I'm exaggerating, but he got height on that springboard frog splash. It was awesome. And they won their match against the Mighty. Got all their materials back. The chains and the cup. Really good stuff. Really good stuff from the Street Profits. Who I also hear won tag team titles on Evolved. So they're tag team champs on Evolved now, which, good on them. Good to hear. We see Lars Sullivan backstage, basically tearing up the backstage set, destroying things because he's not happy he didn't get a title shot. And he says he plans on taking out Velveteen Dream before his match at NXT TakeOver WarGames. So next week, we'll have we will not have Aleister Black in a match, I don't think. We're going to have Velveteen Dream taking on Lars Sullivan in a match. And I guess that's like the pre-warm-up match before his confrontation against Tommaso Ciampa. But the big match I bet you all want to hear about is the debut of the King of Bros, Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle made his debut tonight. My goodness. What a pop. What an ovation for Matt Riddle. He looked great, by the way. He's always looked great. But seeing him wrestle tonight just really really brought home the idea that this man is going to be a huge star. He is beaming with charisma. And I love this King of Bros gimmick. Bro mission, bro-tacular. Just put bro in front of everything. Every time he hits someone, bro. Love it, man. Bro-nominal. He beats someone with the bro mission. I don't even know what the guy's name is, but he beat him with the bro mission, which is a modified grounded abdominal stretch. There's a jiu-jitsu name for it, but I'm just going to call it the bro mission. He got a ton of love from the crowd. I was waiting for Cassius Ohno to hit the ring and knock him out to set up their match at NXT TakeOver, but that will probably happen next week. Watch out for it. They replayed Shayna Baszler defeating Kairi Sane, and I guess this means, by the way, it was from Evolution, but Shayna Baszler is now a 2-time NXT Women's Champion, and I guess this means they'll get a rematch at NXT TakeOver. My question to you is, if they do this match again, we gotta have a stipulation. What stipulation do you want? I personally want a submission match. Ultimate submission. Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. Ultimate submission. No DQ, if you will. I want that match really badly. Like, what match would you have? If you were in charge of NXT, what match would you put Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler in? Very curious about that. We got a tag match. Another tag match. Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, which we are calling 1-2 Punch. Love that. 1-2 Punch. Took it on. I don't even know what they're calling themselves, but it's a new luchador tag team. Raul Mendoza and Humberto Carrillo. Love the tag team, by the way. They have really good chemistry. Just want to know their name. They lost to 1-2 Punch, of course, but really good tag team. Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch get the victory. They look strong. And then we end the show on a high note. The show ended with a bang. So we were supposed to get War Raiders taking on Adam Cole, and I think it wasn't Roderick Strong, O'Reilly, so it must have been Bobby Fish. So Bobby Fish and Adam Cole. But the match never happened because the War Raiders didn't want to wait. They attacked the Undisputed Era backstage, and they just take it everywhere. There's weapons, there's backstage equipment being used, they go outside, they brawl all over the place. They even go back inside the arena and brawl. But eventually, Ricochet and Pete Dunne get in on the fight.
I Quit match.
Oh, an I Quit match between Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane. I like that. I actually like that. But they're brawling 4-on-4. They're brawling a lot. And then William Regal comes out and says, if y'all want to fight that badly, you can do it at WarGames. And then he makes it official. It will be the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, baby! Bobby Fish.
How about submissions count anywhere match?
Ooh, I like that. I actually like that a lot better. Aaron Sherwood. Submissions count anywhere. See, my fans are creative. They should hire us to be in charge of the creative team. Period. But, yeah, it's going to be Adam Cole, baby! Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly taking on the team of the War Raiders, Pete Dunne and Ricochet inside WarGames. Yo! So, okay, let's just lay out the card from what it looks like it's going to be. We're going to do, most likely, the King of Bros, Matt Riddle taking on Cassius Ohno. Awesome. We're going to do Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. Submission match, ultimate submission count anywhere, which sounds awesome, by the way. I love that. Johnny Gargano versus Aleister Black. Tommaso Ciampa versus Velveteen Dream. And then WarGames. Undisputed Era versus Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and War Raiders. Bro. No pun intended. But bro. That's awesome. Now, imagine if Survivor Series did the card that I predicted last night. Like, imagine if the very next night we're going to get Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. A fatal 4-way. Bryan, AJ, Joe, Miz. And then we do Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. And then we do Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. Team Charlotte versus Team Alexa. Then we do Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins. Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey. Bro, that weekend is gonna be sick. That weekend is gonna be so good. I cannot wait. Wait for that weekend. I can't wait for it. Seriously, I think Survivor Series weekend, NXT TakeOver WarGames weekend is probably going to be the best weekend for WWE. I think both shows are going to deliver. I'm excited, and I'm excited to talk about them. We just got to get past Crown Jewel. Once we get past Crown Jewel, I swear to God, everything will fall into place. But we got to get past Crown Jewel. We just got to. We got to get past Crown Jewel. But it's going to be a war. Man, I'm excited. Give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, on NXT TakeOver WarGames, NXT Tonight, 205 Live, Lucha Underground, Ultima Lucha Cuatro, Survivor Series, everything I talked about. But I gotta get out of here because it's still storming. So before I cut out, I love you. How the likes? How we looking on likes right now? I'm very curious to see what the likes look like. They're probably not that high. But let's do a like check before I get out of here. Brendan Cambambia saying it's a great time to be a wrestling fan. I agree. It's a really good time to be a wrestling fan. And it's good to know that WWE is actually trying to make a good show for once. AJ Envoy, the weekend with sound, awesome. That weekend sounds amazing. Let's see here. Joseph Winter says, an I Quit Street Fight for Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler. Which sounds amazing. I'm all for that. Like, anything hardcore works for them. I think those two would be great. 26 likes. Alright, I mean, again, I don't expect a lot of likes for this particular review, these kind of videos. But again, if these could get 200, I'm made. Charizard King 2002. 2 out of 3 fall submission match between Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane. Yo! That sounds awesome. Like, you guys are very creative, but let's see what they do. So, okay, I gotta get out of here. Don't want to lose the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the donations. Thank you guys for being awesome. I love you. I'll catch you guys. Don't know what I'm doing Friday, but I said I'd make it up to you for not doing a review on Crown Jewel. So we'll see what we do Friday to make it up. But I will not be watching Crown Jewel, in case you don't know. Do me a favor. Like, those of you who haven't seen the Crown Jewel video, Raw or SmackDown, go to those videos and give it a like. Let's get those videos to 200. They're really close. Like, all 3 of them are real close to 200. So let's get them to 200 if you haven't. But that's going to do it for me. I'm out of here. Love you guys. Have a good day. Bro, I'm out of here. Peace.